Howdy everyone, it's Roarar. So it is the 30th of June, which means this Pride Month video is incredibly late. So I'm here in my bedroom because I have this cute flag. And my cat is also in here. So I figured it was a nice comfy place to just sit down, do a vlog. This video is just, about like me coming out to myself, basically. So I don't want this to be a super long vlog, so I don't want to get too much into my past. So I was homeschooled all my life, so I didn't get a lot of socialization. I didn't get a lot of, I didn't learn a lot about certain things until going to college. And when I did go to college, I started really questioning myself. Like, I started realizing I didn't know who I was because I had been someone else's pet for so long. And after a while, a few years outside of my mom's house, I started to learn that I definitely wasn't cisgender. But for a good deal, I did identify as gender fluid because I thought it worked. I thought it did. But after a few months of thinking about it, what really came out was that I probably identified better with the term non-binary. It's not as fluid as gender fluid is. And that fits me better because I thought that something was a little weird about me not really feeling fluid at all. I felt I didn't feel male or female, but I certainly didn't feel like I was switching between them. So non-binary started fitting the best. As for sexual orientation, that has been a much more grueling journey, to be honest. I actually figured a little bit of something before going to college. When I was dating my ex, I started questioning whether I was bisexual, or I was at least bi-curious. I was very bi-curious. And I don't know how he took it. I can't really remember. I think he was really weird about it. I'm not going to go too much into it. But only a few months after that, I started thinking, what if I'm asexual? Because none of this sex stuff that he was into was something I was into. I was a little turned off by it, oddly enough. But when you say maybe I'm asexual, a lot of people are going to say things like, well, if you've never had sex before, how do you know? Or they're going to be like, but you've had sex before, so why would you say you're asexual? Or they would say, you've had sexual experiences, why would you think you're asexual? So I put that on the table for a few years, and very recently it came up again after I had been identifying as pansexual for some time, but realizing that sex was never my cup of tea. I mean, I'll do it. I'm pretty sex neutral, but it's not like there are like several videos, like some by Pokairu and some by Artemis, that will talk about what asexuality is and what it's like to be asexual. But for me, it's basically the same thing. It just, this thing is presented in front of me and I'll be like, well, if it'll make things a little better, yeah, or if it'll like, I don't know what's the best way to put it. It's not exactly something I want to go for. Like, if I had to choose between sex and a donut, I'd have a donut. I don't know. I love me a good donut, but that's probably why I'm 204 pounds right now. Anyway. As for coming out, that has been a journey as well. It was a lot easier coming out as non-binary to my husband than it was to anyone else. Because he took it like a champ for the most part. And I never really told my mom, especially, that I'm non-binary. I said transgender. She didn't take that too well, And I don't think she'll ever take that too well. She's never really taken it seriously. She's never taken me seriously. So I don't think I'm going to have a reason to tell her again. But with things coming up, I may have to say something. Especially if she wants to have any closer relationship with me. Because I honestly don't want to have a closer relationship with her. Telling friends was pretty easy because they were already pretty accepting people. Some of them are a little slower than others in getting the pronouns right, but it's been working out pretty well. I haven't really told family members that I'm asexual. I don't think it matters. Like, I don't think I should have to tell them because, like, I'm pretty happily married. Things are going smoothly. Mostly. There's always conflict with this kind of thing. Because I remember when I came out and really, really stated that I was asexual, my husband freaked out a little bit. I won't go too much into it because it's at this point it's drama. But it took him a while to really get it without beating himself up. And it can be hard sometimes because there will be people who keep trying to give you advice on how to like be more sexually accepting. And my problem isn't that I don't accept sex, it's that I'm not sexual. That's really it. I mean, I don't really have anything for this. I'm going at this totally unscripted. Mostly because this is a very last minute vlog. These things can be sometimes very hard for people to accept themselves for, and I definitely was that way with asexuality for a bit. Because despite all the positivity that I've seen and have been given, I thought for a while that if I didn't stop being asexual, I would ruin my relationships. I would definitely lose my husband. I still get a little paranoid about that. And it's really hard to think, it's really hard to not feel like you're broken when really you're just different. And it's okay to be different. And honestly, it's also okay to be broken. And I really, really want to tell other asexual folks, I want to tell other non-binary folks that you don't have to pick a side. You don't have to make a decision. And you don't have to force yourself into things that you don't want to do. Just be yourself. Be your queer self. And yes, aces do belong at Pride. Bye, everybody.